Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over some news that's been happening in the month of April here in my home state of Michigan. As some of you may or may not know, I am currently a student at an online university, and I am an English major, and one of my goals is to eventually go into journalism, I hope. But as such, I kind of feel like it's sort of my, place to let my viewers and hopefully a lot of other people by the time I'm done with this video know some of the things that are going on in Michigan since we have went under Governor Whitmer's numerous executive orders, or stay-at-home orders as they're calling them. So the first piece of news I want to go over with you guys is from a place called Michigan Radio. Now, I'm going to tell you up front, I don't listen to Michigan Radio. I'm not even sure if it is a radio station. I assume it is since it's Michigan Radio. Not 100% sure. But I do know that they put out a news article on April 6th by Steve Carmody. I believe it says Steve Carmody, that the situation that shall be never be named ever in the name of history by anybody except an official that caused this quarantine, this outbreak, we'll try that word, has delayed Flint lead pipe water replacement program. Now, I covered an interview with a woman that had lived in Flint for a while with her family. For those of you that have not seen that interview with Kay, I will link it in the description or put it at the end of this video. One of the two. But I did an interview with a woman that lived in Flint with her family at the time of the water crisis. Now, since that time, I have not kept up a lot with the story, except to know that Flint has still had a lot of issues with their water. To the point where they actually the people that were receiving free bottled water actually received some bad water. And those news stories are out there if you'd like to go find them. But the one I'm going to talk about today is the lead pipe replacement program that got delayed because of the stay-at-home orders. And this is, according to Flint Superintendent, its lead pipe replacement program has been suspended amid the outbreak. Flint started replacing service lines connecting city homes and businesses to city water mains in the wake of the Flint water crisis. So apparently after Flint had to admit that they screwed up and had a problem, this was their solution. And it says, since 2016, the city has inspected more than 25,000 service lines and replaced more than 9,000 lead and galvanized pipes. Now, I will say that inspecting 25,000 is pretty good. You know, having 9,000 replaced is also pretty good, but that still leaves a lot of unreplaced pipes. I just want to point that out. That still leaves a lot of unreplaced and uninspected pipes. Flint is a big city. Alright, the program is roughly 85% complete. See, so that still leaves a pretty good chunk of the city that currently is just in limbo. But it's behind schedule. The program was initially supposed to wrap up last year, but it was delayed and is not expected to be wrapped up until June of this year. And that was before the delay. That was before the interruption from the outbreak. So I just want to point that out, that there's a good chunk of Flint right now that, as far as I know, either still has contaminated pipes that are running into their home and it's contaminating them, or they just don't have running water at all. I'm really not sure which, and if I have any viewers that happen to live in Flint, or anyone from Flint sees this video and would like to reach out to me and let me know your situation in Flint, I would love to hear from you. So, it also says that Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely says that the face-to-face meetings needed to get homeowners approved to replace the lines on their properties are unreasonable and unrealistic during this problem. Now, he didn't say problem. He used another word that we're not allowed to use here on YouTube. And it says a new timeline for the project will be set after it's determined that it can be continued without undue risk of spreading coronavirus. Now, the last thing I want to say about this article is that I don't understand why these face-to-face meetings and basically papers that need to be signed, as I assume what the face-to-face meetings are for, could not be done online. And as far as inspections, I happen to know that in other states they were also at one point doing inspections virtually. So to me, there's no reason why this program that is literally creating running water and safe water shouldn't still be going under a pandemic. I mean, it says right in Governor Whitmer's executive order, which I also have right here, and this is right from Michigan.gov. And it says somewhere, if I can get it to load, just one second, guys. It says, why is it so zoomed in? It says, right at basically the top of this order, there it is. Why isn't it loading? It basically says right, there it goes. It basically says right at the top of this order that anything that is essential is to sustain life. Now, last I checked, you guys, water sustains life. It also says that having water and the ability to get rid of wastewater is also essential during this time. So I would like to, in particular, ask the Mayor of Flint, as well as Governor Whitmer herself, what about this project makes it non-essential? I understand that there's a risk, but the individuals involved in this project are not the only ones taking a risk. You have medical professionals, grocery store employees, fire people, police officers, all of these people out on the street taking a risk to keep people safe every day. But yet, safe water that people need to keep themselves clean, to keep themselves hydrated, to do all of the things they do to keep themselves healthy, that's not essential. I would like for an official to explain that to the residents in Flint, or in Flint specifically, yes, I would like them to explain it to them. But I would also, as a non-resident of Flint, like it explained to me how having running water is non-essential. When it says right in the order that running water is in fact essential. Okay, moving on. I don't want to rant. The next thing that I would like to discuss with you guys is the actual order itself. So, again, you can find this order. Oh, and now it's telling me all of a sudden this site can't be reached. Isn't that convenient? But this is the order right from, it's not working, right from Michigan.gov. And this order discusses what is essential and what is non-essential. And one of the things that Governor Whitmer has cut off that I specifically would like to know why is trash. There's no longer any trash pickup in Michigan. And I don't know if residents in other states are experiencing this. If you are, I would love to know. Please reach out to me. But there is no trash pickup in Michigan for the foreseeable future. And not only is there no trash pickup, you guys, but I can't even take my trash to the dump myself and get rid of it and pay them to take it. Trash pickup is essential to a healthy community. One of the biggest reasons that we have, this is incredible, all of a sudden it will not let me into this. It's giving me commercials and telling me it won't work. This is crazy. And now it just shut off completely. I'm sorry, what was I saying? One of the biggest things to a clean community is trash pickup. Once you stop picking up trash and it starts to build up, and especially in big cities such as Detroit and Flint, where there's already a huge problem with this quarantine issue. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to figure out how to word these things so that I don't use words I'm not supposed to. I won't even get into how much that irritates me. But anyway, am very concerned about the fact that in these bigger cities in particular, where we already have a problem, there is going to be a buildup of trash that is going to lead to a whole other host of health issues and complications for people. I would like it explained how trash pickup is not essential. A few of the other things that Governor Whitmer has decided are non-essential are gardening products, painting, furniture, anything to do with housing supplies. These are all non-essential items, and I understand that we've all gotten government money and that they want us to spend that government money on paying our bills and making sure our families can eat and doing all of the things that are essential to our lives. However, it is because of the government that we are currently taking government money, and so therefore I feel that if people have the money to go out and fix their homes, buy furniture, build a garden, do the things that they want to do, they are more than entitled to do so, because the government is the ones that took their freedom and their jobs and their abilities to feed their families. So I don't understand what any of these things have to do with a contagious anything. Trash, garbage people pick up garbage on their own. They're not in a group. When you garden, you're doing it with your family in your home. But there are certain places where people are being told that they cannot even go out in their own yards, I'm hearing. So this situation has gone from a situation where we need to protect our house to, I feel, a situation where let's see how far we can push people. And I am just concerned that there's going to be consequences to things like no trash pickup that our governor is currently not thinking about. And if she is thinking about it, then I would like to know why she's not worried about it. Why are you not worried about the consequences that come from not being able to pick up people's garbage? She was asked today in a news conference, today's Monday, she was asked today in a news conference why there wasn't more testing being done in Michigan, and I was very upset by the fact, and very disturbed actually by the fact that she chuckled. She chuckled like it was a joke and handed it off to her doctor, which, I mean, it was an appropriate question for the doctor to answer. However, for Governor Whitmer to sit there and laugh as a reporter is asking her an honest question, I feel like she was laughing in my face, like she was laughing in the Michigan people's faces, like it's not serious to her. And then to make matters worse, as she was getting up and leaving the room, they were all laughing with each other. Like, in my opinion, I understand being lighthearted, but in my opinion, this is no time. This is no laughing matter. Being asked about tests and why more people in Michigan aren't being tested and why so many people are dying is not a laughing matter. That's not funny. That's not something you chuckle about. And the fact that this is the woman that represents my state is concerning to me. So beyond the order and beyond those things, also my husband is out of work, has been out of work for weeks. All of a sudden all those other news articles I had were gone. And this whole thing is just a mess. And I know that it's a mess for everyone. And I'm not complaining about staying at home. Okay, I want to make one thing crystal clear. I am all for quarantining. I am all for people staying home as much as possible and not unnecessarily traveling at this time. Do I think that this should last forever? No, I don't. But I do feel that we have to give our officials the opportunity to get prepared for this situation. But at this point, I feel like we should be there. We should be almost there. And things are just getting tighter. Things are just getting worse. You go to the store, and not only now at first there was no toilet paper, but now there's no toilet paper, there's no paper towels, there's no butter. I'm hearing stories about milk being dumped by the thousands of gallons, vegetables and fruits being destroyed because they can't move the product. I'm just hearing a lot of concerning things, and all any of the officials are really saying to us is, well, just stay in place, everything's going to be fine, and that's great, and that's all well and good. But in my opinion, and according to the facts that I'm looking at, there's not enough being done. There's just not enough being done. And somehow, I know that we're all social distancing, but somehow we have to come together and realize that if we, the people, the American people, don't stand up and decide that we're gonna make it work like we always have for 100 years or 200 years or however long this country's been going, I'm really worried about where this country's gonna go if we don't get it together. Because we can't live the rest of our lives in fear. We have to live the rest of our lives looking forward and realizing that every time we open our eyes, every time we leave the house, we take a risk. Whether there's a quarantine or not. The mere fact that you open your eyes and get out of the bed in the morning puts you at risk of death. So I just need people to realize that quarantining is fine, social distancing is fine, but at some point we cannot let fear dictate life. We cannot let fear dictate life to the point that we can't garden, to the point that we can't have trash pickup, to the point that we can't leave in our houses and go in our own yards. I mean, this is getting crazy. It's getting crazy. And to make matters worse, here in my state, we literally have one of the most confusing stay-at-home orders that has been put in place. It contradicts itself. It makes no sense. It's pure insanity. And, you know, for me, giving up my freedom and my ability to be able to go to the store and buy what I want when I want it, or my ability to go to church and worship how I want when I want, is not worth it. It's not worth this. I would rather take the risk, walk out my door, get a virus, and drop dead on my way to church than I would to have to live this way in fear every day for the rest of my life. And I, for one, refuse to do it. And I will never put anyone else at risk. I have been quarantining just like everyone else. I have been social distancing just like everyone else. If I have to leave my house, I wear a mask. I wear gloves. I am taking all the precautions. But that is more to protect other people than it is to protect myself, because I'm not afraid. And you shouldn't be either. But we should be standing up. And we should be telling governors, like Governor Whitmer, that enough is enough. Put our state back to work. Let our people get on with their lives. Let us make our own choice as to whether we want to live or die. Because we live in America, and we have a Constitution, and it gives us the ability to make that choice. So God bless you all. And I hope you stay safe, and I hope you stay healthy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.